my friends from all over the world. Can you believe it? That we have tourism officials from over 100 nations in this room today. For some of you, it is your first time in our country, and I hope you feel incredibly welcome. For the many of you that are returning, I hope you feel enthusiastic by the change you have witnessed since your last visit. Now, as a Saudi, we are excited by the travel and exploration. And so for us, it is a privilege and an honor to be hosting the World Tourism Day here in Riyadh. Now, just this year alone, I have been blessed to personally visit over half of your countries, with many more to come this year. Thank you to Expo 2030. Now, just this year alone, I have been blessed personally to visit half of your countries, with more to come this year, from the Pacific Islands to the nation of Africa, from Asia to the Caribbean and South America, and from Europe to the Middle East. And the warm reception you all gave me, I extend to you here in Riyadh. You are all welcome in Saudi Arabia, and I look forward to talking with all of you in the next few days. Now we are here to talk about tourism, and is one of the world's most important economic sector. It employs in every 10 people, it employs 1 in every 10 people on earth, and provides living to thousands and hundreds of millions more. For some countries, and many in this room, it can represent over 20% of their GDP. I would like to quickly look back over how tourism has come as a global industry. Now, in 1970, world tourism and travel was less than 3% of global GDP, and today it is recovering strongly from the pandemic and moving rapidly to the 10%. As a sector, it has gone from 180 million travelers in the early 70s to nearly 1.5 billion travelers in 2019. That is around 700% increase. Let's just stop to think of that growth for a moment. It is incredible. And we see the number of tourists growing day on day on day. And I believe we will soon be back to 1 billion travelers globally per year, and I don't think we will stop there. That number could actually double again in the next decade. So the question I ask is, where will these extra 1 billion or 2 billion visitors actually will go? About 70% of travel and tourism is supported by around 10% of the world countries. So I ask the question again, why? Why can't we create new horizons for tourism? Why can't this sector grow in a more balanced and fair way? Where and why can't we all benefit? Why do we have to stand and watch sunsets we have seen times after times after time, when we can actually embrace new experiences and brighter dawns? Here is how I see it. Tourism is not a zero-sum game. It is not a race where some must lose for some else to win, where the big countries take all and the smaller countries to suck up what is left. I believe we can all advance together. Every single country in this room, every single corner of this world. But to go there, we must help smaller countries realize their ambitions. And that, for me, is about connectivity. Some of the places I visited on my travel don't have the benefit of direct flights from major cities, something that all of us take for granted, and that is a big problem for connectivity. We know that tourists are far less likely to go somewhere if we have to got to change planes, and sometimes multiple planes. Studies reveal that, in fact, 50%, that is over half of all travelers, say they won't go to that destinations if they need to make 2 stops or 3 stops. So one can see how an island like Barbados thrives, because not only it is a beautiful, exclusive island offering an incredible cultural experience, but also has direct flight from London, New York, and multiple other cities. So connectivity is crucial for us as a growing sector. But the smaller countries also need investments. Often it is like chicken and egg situation. Connectivity follow investment, but investment follow connectivity. So which come first? Now, to bring a new dawns for global tourism, we must find a way to help smaller countries break out of this very difficult trap. Government, indeed, my governments can play a critical role in opening that gates for international investment, helping the private sector to access vast pool of global capital to build the facilities that visitors expect and visitors need. And we achieve this here in Saudi Arabia. We are living proof this can happen. But I have also seen how things can be done and how people are doing it in other places around the world. Jamaica, Bahamas, Fiji. And I have often witnessed the power of a regional approach, local destinations, not competing, but instead collaborating to attract investment and new visitors. And I believe that if countries can unite, genuinely unite regionally and even globally, then the opportunities for this sector can multiply. Everyone in this room can help to build bridges between countries, between the public and the private sector. As I have seen this year, my very own eyes, there are spectacular destinations in all continents and oceans that are just waiting to be discovered. Of course, this needs to be done responsibly and sustainably. But the opportunity is there. If we pull together as a global sector and advance as one, with one global destination, we can achieve amazing things. Let me try and paint a picture of how things can be changed. So rather than long queues at airports, through tourism saturation, where frustrating experience and overcrowded attractions will happen time and time again, we can instead use technology and skillfully improve journeys across the world. There are ways we can harness data and technology to smooth every step of a journey from even before someone book online. We are seeing it already. The social media age is dramatically expanding travel horizons. And now I argue you to go even to smaller town, somewhere in Chile, and you will see Saudi there. Why? It is because of technology. Technology has made it so much more accessible. But for all the advantages of technology, I see a future. The human element is still absolutely central to our industry. In other sectors, automation threatening jobs, but in tourism, I believe we are always an engine of jobs creation, and will continue to be for many decades. We faced a devastating loss of job during the pandemic, but they are coming back and coming back fast. The desire for human interaction is strong all over the world. When you arrive in Riyadh, I want you to be able to speak to the taxi driver, hotel staff, and waiters, and they will give you the courtesy of the history and the culture of this country. I want you to make new friends and hear stories everywhere you go, because when you will actually experience Arabian hospitality, something we are very proud of here. And tourism is all about social and cultural interaction in that experience. This is the culture of hospitality that many of you will have seen, shown by me personally, and I hope we'll find here in Saudi Arabia. And with that, I welcome you again to Riyadh. So let's celebrate our achievements in coming back strongly from a very challenging pandemic. But let's also travel with a confidence into the future. A future where large countries and smaller countries can work together to achieve amazing things. And let's all move in harmony towards a new horizon for a global tourism. And again, I welcome you all and thank you all very much.